it is you and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm filming a long-awaited video, which is the first episode to the Chill Talk series I'm trying to create. And this episode is going to be about mental health, more specifically about anxiety. So before we get in our video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, click on the bell to turn on post notifications, like the video if you like the video, and comment whatever you want down there on the comment section down below. You could, for example, give me some more ideas for my next Chill Talks videos. My next one is probably going to be about self-esteem and self-confidence, so stay tuned for that. And also don't forget to follow me on my Studygram, Carol Studies. It's all over my YouTube channel. I made sure of that. And yeah, so let's get to the video. So I have done a lot of research about this video and I thought about it, and I got to the conclusion that it was better if I started this video with the definition that I found that defines mental health. So mental health is defined as a state of well-being where the individual realizes his or her own potential, can cope with the normal stresses of life, can work productively and fruitfully, and can give contribution to his or her community. I know that nobody cares about this definition, but I thought it would be kind of cool so you could understand what mental health is a little bit better. And I thought the definition was kind of right, so I decided to say it. So the first part of this video is going to be about my personal experience with mental health, and this is going to be especially about anxiety because anxiety is the only mental health problem I've dealt with that I know of. So in the beginning of this year 2019, I started having a lot of trouble with my breathing, and that happened a couple times. It seemed like I had done a lot of physical activity and then I couldn't control my breathing, but I actually hadn't done any physical activity. So yeah. Then I decided to tell my parents because I started to find it not normal. And they said, oh, that could be anxiety. And I was like, what? No. I don't have anxiety at all. Like, why would I have anxiety? Like, I'm not crazy. I remember thinking that. And then me and my mom went to my normal doctor appointment and I told her, oh, I've been feeling this and that. And she said, oh, that could be anxiety. And I was like, what? No, I can't have anxiety. Like, at that time, for no reasons, I don't know for what reasons I thought that, but I thought that I couldn't have anxiety at my age, and I, couldn't find a reason why I had anxiety, so I was like, no, I don't have anxiety at all, like, that isn't the problem. But yeah, then my mom marked, an appointment to my psychologist, and yeah, till my psychologist appointment, I had some really bad anxiety attacks. My only symptom was my breathing difficulty. I couldn't control my breathing at all, especially in the restaurants, which were my worst ones. I started to panic. I couldn't control my breathing at all. I had to get out of the place, get some fresh air, try to calm myself, and yeah, I literally just panicked, and I really thought at that time that I had a heart disease because my only symptom was my breathing trouble, and the only thought that I had in my mind was, am I going to die? I mean, if we talked about anxiety and mental health problems in school, maybe I would know that I wouldn't die, and maybe I would know that this could be anxiety. But we don't talk about this in school, so why would I know? Nobody had ever told me that I could have anxiety with my age, so I was like, what? No. But yeah, then I went to my psychologist appointment, and it was one of the best things I could have done at that time because it really helped me not only with my anxiety disorder, but also with another stuff. If you ever have the opportunity to go to a psychologist and you really need help from a professional, you need to talk to someone about things that you are going through in your life, please go, because they are professionals that are only here to help you to get through those situations and to help you to deal with your feelings. So please just go. At first I was kind of curious about, oh, how is a psychologist appointment going to be? And for those of you who never went to a psychologist and are curious, it isn't that interesting. You just literally talk about your feelings, about what is going on in your life, and how do you feel about those situations that are happening in your life. At least my appointments, my psychologist appointments are like that. Yeah, but I kind of enjoy now going to a psychologist. Let me just say something. Don't be ashamed or afraid that people think that you are crazy because you're going to a psychologist. It's completely normal, and let me just say something. Crazy people don't even go to psychologists, so don't be afraid of that or ashamed. If you have the opportunity, again, just go and get the help that you need. There's no shame in it. Sometimes we need help, and you don't have to have any problems in admitting it, you know. So the second part of this video is a little bit more of like my personal opinion, is what causes anxiety. I think everyone has their reasons, but I think like most teens get anxiety because of pressure. I mean, we are pressured by school, by our family, by our friends, by society in general, and by ourselves as well. For example, in my case, the only person that was pressuring myself was myself. So yeah, I don't think that the pressure that we have on us is like bad, because I don't think that pressure is ever going to stop. I think that it's like a normal human thing. We all have certain expectations and certain goals that we want to accomplish, and we sometimes forget that we are also human and we have feelings and that kind of stuff. But I think that what you can really do is just learn how to deal with those pressures, and with those bad situations that happen in your life, because remember the definition that I told you earlier about mental health. Can cope with the normal stresses of life. There are always going to be stresses in your life, bad situations, bad moments, negativity. You just have to learn how to get through them and how to be more positive and how to deal with them. Just basically that. I don't think that bad moments or pressures or all the negative stuff is ever going to stop happening in your life. Everyone has bad moments and bad situations happening in their lives as well. So I think you just have to learn how to deal with them. Third part of this video is how to avoid it or improve it, your situation in anxiety. So first things first, I'm going to say that I think 4 exercises that I saw on the internet. 3 of them are used by psychologists in their appointments. I used one, which was breathing using the abdomen instead of your chest. When you breathe, the air you breathe goes to your chest, but in this exercise, the air you breathe has to go to your stomach or to your abdomen instead of your chest. I'm not going to make a tutorial out of this, but go search it on the internet if you want to. My psychologist used this one on me. I hated it, like in the first time I tried it. It's really, really boring, and I don't think that it helped a lot. But yeah, it's an exercise that psychologists use in their appointments. The other exercise is muscle relaxation exercise. I don't really know how it is. What I think it is basically you just have to like tense your certain muscles of your body, and then when you release them, you kind of release the stress as well, or your anxiety or something like that. I don't really know. I'm not a professional, so on this part, please don't trust me. I'm just saying my opinion and what I found on the internet. And the other exercise was problem-solving exercise. This one is really simple and really easy. You just have to find the problem that is causing you anxiety, and you just have to solve it and think about it the best way you can. You have to check the advantages and the disadvantages, and you have to see what is the better choice that you can make. And then another exercise, which is more for people that deal with social anxiety, which is a thing I've done a lot of research about because I kind of related to that. My past self kind of related to that. If you have social anxiety, you have to gradually expose yourself to your fears and to social interactions. I've heard a lot of people who dealt with social anxiety saying this. It's the best thing you can do, but it's gradually exposing yourself to your fears, to social interaction, and to people. And since we are in this topic of social interactions and mental health, my psychologist actually gave me the challenge to make a video about how social interactions can affect mental health, but I was not going to make a whole video about that. So I decided to include this part in this video. So I've actually done a lot of research about this, and social interactions not only affect your mental health on the positive side, but they also affect your whole body on the positive side. And I've wrote some things in here. People who have satisfying relationships are happier, have fewer health problems, and live longer. If you are more of like an isolated person, it can increase your nervous system activity and you can start having decreased sleep, which can lead to a mental health problem and anxiety, which is really, really bad. And if you have a good social interaction with people, you have lower possibilities of having depression, anxiety, social anxiety, dementia, and other mental health problems, and you can have bigger self-esteem, and you can lower your stress, the stress that you have in your life. So social interactions, for everything that I have read on my computer and on the internet, is really needed by humans. We need social interaction to keep ourselves healthy. Let me just say one thing to you. I'm going to invest on my social interaction with people because it's really, really good for your body, and it does you like really great things. So just make sure you have good relationships with everyone. I mean, not everyone, because we can have good relationships with everyone. But make sure you have a satisfying social interaction with people. But now let's go to my personal tips and my personal advice, which are really more interesting than this. So the best advice that I can give you is trust yourself, believe in yourself. You are completely capable of getting through this. You are bigger and stronger than your anxiety or than your mental health problem. You can completely get through this. I believe in you. I trust in you. You are strong. You are enough, and you are not alone. And if you need help, go search for help. Seek for help. Because I know you can get through this, and you will get through this. I started being really determined about getting rid of my anxiety, and I worked really hard, and now I'm not going to say to you that I don't have anxiety anymore. I do have anxiety, but when it comes, I can completely control it, and I can deal with it, and I've developed these certain techniques and tips that like work with me, so hopefully they work with you too. And yeah, now I can completely control it, and it doesn't affect my life the way it affected in the past. So yeah, you just really have to believe in yourself. That's the best advice that I can give you. But when I had, like, for example, in the restaurants, my worst anxiety attacks, I asked my mom to talk to me, for example, ask me some questions or tell me how her day was, what she did in that day, because I just needed my mind to go from my symptoms and my anxiety to other places, to what my mom had done that day, to what she was asking me about. And yeah, sorry about the rain. The rain is really strong today, gosh. It's raining a lot. We are with a storm called Elsa from Frozen. Okay, let's continue. Other really good advice is that I actually told you about this on a day in my life video, is find an hobby or a sport. Your mind you need to free your mind from your worries and your fears, and the best way to do that is finding an hobby or a sport. Physical activity is good to all of us, and so I think that we all have like a thing that we love to do and a thing where we fit in. And so if you found a sport that you would like to do, just please practice that sport, and it would be like amazing if you practice that sport with other people. That way you could improve your social interactions, do something you love, and free your mind from your worries and your stress and your fears. I think it's really important if you find an hobby or a sport or a physical activity. So yeah. Third tip is let your mind rest. This was really difficult for me to learn, especially because my anxiety was caused by school and by eye grades. Because I was like so obsessed about studying and about getting eye grades, and so I forgot to let my mind rest. But you have to learn that. Your mind needs to rest. There is a time where you have to work, and there is a time where you have to let your mind rest. Your mind is like your physical body. It needs to rest as well. When I was not studying, I was worrying myself with all of the bad things that could happen. So you have to learn to let your mind rest. For example, on Sundays, I hate studying because Sundays are my chill and relax day. I don't like to grab any books. I just like to chill, maybe watch some TV show, maybe read a book, but not a school book, like a book that I like to read. You know, do fun stuff. I like to go out with my parents or watch a movie with them. You just have to really let your mind rest because it needs to. And then, last but not least, meditation. I've talked about this in every video, so try meditation. I've actually talked about this with my psychologist, and she told me that not everyone can do meditation because they have trouble at focusing on a meditation and at their breathing. So I would advise you to do guided meditation, which is the one that I always do. There are plenty of guided meditations on YouTube. They are all of them are free. I never pay to do a meditation, and meditations are really good. You can calm yourself, relax, and let your mind rest as well. And yeah, just try to do meditation. At least try, see if it works with you. It worked for me, so hopefully it works for you too. I haven't been doing meditation, but I have to get in that routine again because school stopped, school ended, and I stopped doing meditation. But you really, like, it's a thing you should really do because it helps you a lot. So please just try it. Guided meditation, plenty of them on YouTube. All of them are free, and there are really good ones out there. So yeah. And then I've also searched about what you can eat to avoid anxiety. And I found that if you eat vitamin B, vitamin C, vitamin D, and vitamin D, and magnesium and calcium, it can help you reduce your anxiety along with other vitamins as well, natural vitamins. You just have to search for it. And you know, your mental health matters, and it has to be one of your number one priorities. Never put anything above your mental health. Your mental health matters, and it really frustrates me when we talk about a lot of things in school, but we forget to talk about this important stuff and this real stuff, and we forget to talk about mental health, which affects most of all teens. So it really frustrates me, and it's a topic that I really like to talk about. I hope that you have learned something new in this video, and I hope you kind of related to this, or if I helped someone today with this video, it just made my day. Don't be afraid of commenting down there whatever you want, please. It's not a shame. You shouldn't be afraid of having like a mental health problem, and you shouldn't be ashamed of it. I think it's normal. I think every teen at some point of their life struggle with a mental health problem. So yeah, don't be afraid. Take care of yourself and your mental health, and remember, your mental health matters. And I do believe in you. You will get through this. Hope you liked this video. Thank you so much for watching, and bye. See you next video.